Hey everyone, welcome back and happy, what is it? Friday. I'm like, what fucking day is it at this point? I don't even know anymore, but happy Friday, everybody. We are back to talk about Jax Taylor, Brittany Cartwright, and a lot of things that are being said, which we'll get into. So, you guys know that Brittany Cartwright did the Hot Mic podcast for Bravo, and when she did, she said, piece of shit. And I was like, are you going to respond to that? She just called you a piece of shit. But then, of course, that's exactly what he did. He responded on the very same podcast, the Hot Mic podcast. So, what he has to say is pretty interesting, even though Brittany Cartwright is calling all of it lies. Now, before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and let's jump right in, shall we? So, thank you to Reality Blurb, Jax Taylor detailed the violent moment where he reached his breaking point with Brittany Cartwright while appearing on a podcast just yesterday. He also slammed his estranged wife for suggesting the 30 days he spent in a mental health facility did not change him and accused her of trying to hook up with him after filing for divorce. Yeah. He weighed in on Brittany's romance with Julian Sinsley and looked back at a huge fight that happened in July after he returned home from a trip to Michigan. We had relations before I left, and things were looking good. Things were looking great. I come back home and I said, what do you think about moving back? And she said, yeah. And she was upstairs cleaning, and I see the iPad, and she was still talking to Julian and sending him naked pictures and pictures of my son. And at that moment, Jack said he lost it and saw red. I kind of had an out of body experience. I went crazy. I threw furniture. Luckily, thank God my son was upstairs, but that was my breaking point. 2 days later, I ended up in an institution. But looking back on his and Brittany's decision to separate, Jack said that they agreed to take some time apart. However, rather than absence making the heart grow fonder, as the saying goes, things happened that Jack said he just could not come back from. What might that be, Jax? There's relations that she had with friends of mine. I saw it on her phone. It was a simple message from Julian, but it was at night and it was just a very weird message. And I called her on it and I caught her in a couple of lies. And then I got it out of her. And it was an hour into the conversation where she finally broke and she told me. Hmm. While Jax admitted that Brittany's relationship with Julian could be karma, signaling his past cheating with Faith Stowers, he noted that the hookup put a really bad taste in his mouth. That's kind of where the downward spiral started for me. I went off the deep end. But as for Jax and Brittany's past discussions about dating other people, Jax said that they had a firm rule in place: no friends or nobody we know. So when Jax learned about Brittany and Julian, who he'd taken care of and helped get a manager, he was offended. I just did a lot for this guy, and I felt it was such a slap in the face to me. But as Vanderpump Rules fans may have heard, Brittany said earlier this week in her own interview on Bravo's Hot Mic podcast that Jax had not changed at all since treatment. And in response, Jax suggested that she made that comment out of hurt. I've never been on medication my entire life until I went to the facility. This is the first time I've gotten help. She's upset. She's going to hit below the belt because she's hurt. And she has every right to be, as you'll see on this season of The Valley. I was in a really dark, dark place and I did some awful things and I was verbally abusive. Yeah. According to Jax, he would hope Brittany wouldn't be so negative. I think she really wants to see me fail. Oh, shut the no. 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 You don't get. I would really hope she wouldn't be so negative. You literally verbally eviscerate her. You call her fat. You've called her so many names. You call her stupid. You call her the B word. You talk down to her. You literally completely ripped this woman apart. You've cheated on her with her friends. You've done everything that you can to stomp this woman in any sort of just like confidence that she has straight into the freaking ground. And now you want her not to be negative to you? Are you a freaking moron? Did they not? What did they just give you? Medication in that freaking institution? Did they not teach you like, this is right, this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong? Because sitting there and talking about like this narcissistic behavior of treating a woman like this or any sort of human being and just completely trying to dismantle them and then be the victim. It is like my biggest pet peeve ever. Somebody playing the victim. It's like, again, this is right, this is wrong. It's not that hard. You just want people to feel sorry for you because you're an asshole. I mean, I think she would agree with that. But okay. Jackson said it was weird that Brittany was saying such negative things about him publicly when she has continued to try and hook up with him. She'll call me like 2 days ago, come over, you know, you want to have some drinks, you want to hook up, and she'll go out publicly and humiliate me and call me every name in the book. But 3 days ago, she's like, hey, you want to come over and have dinner? Don't tell anybody that I'm doing this. People don't know that. And I don't mean to blow her cover, but I'm not all that bad. She wouldn't be calling me over. But also during her interview on Hot Mic, Brittany accused Jax of screwing her over by renting his new apartment when she was already paying the bills for their marital home in the apartment that she was living in. I thought it was month to month. I had no idea that she paid 3 months out. And also, you know how LA is. I had to jump on this or it'd be gone. Now, when asked why things got so bad between them, Jack signaled to Brittany's bitterness. He said, I didn't fight for the marriage, and she thought that I was going to. And I think that she's really bitter about that. And once I went to the establishment, everything was fine. And then halfway through, I told her I was getting my own place. And I honestly thought that was the right move because I was trying to move her back in the house. But she did not like that at all. And she just went crazy. And there's too much that's happened to go back. And I'm just not there anymore. Okay. Well, let's play the clip from Sid Narcissus.
Going back and forth. She was sometimes staying at the house. We were going out to dinner. We were kind of, yes, we were separated, but we were still hanging out with each other. Meanwhile, she was dating this guy. And, you know, I don't have the best track record. I've done my fair share of things, and maybe it's karma, but no, I'm sorry. It was 4th of July. I was leaving for a week for 4th of July. I was going to Michigan to see my sister, and she was going to Kentucky. And we had, I'll be honest, we had relations before I left, literally right before I left. And, you know, things were looking good. Things were looking great. I come back home and I said, hey, what do you think about moving back? And she said, yeah. And then she was upstairs cleaning, and I just saw the iPad, and she was still talking to Julian and sending him pictures, like naked pictures and pictures of my son. And I was just like, I lost it. And that's where that was my bottom. That was where I hit the bottom of the barrel. That's where I just saw red. I kind of had an out-of-body experience. I'm not going to lie to you. I went crazy. I threw furniture. Luckily, thank God, my son was upstairs. But that was my breaking point. And then 2 days later, I ended up in an institution. We were going back and forth. She was sometimes staying at the house. We were going out to dinner.
Unhinged. Imagine that. Next.
She really wants to see me fail. I really do. So? I think so. I think she wants to see me fail. I think she wants to prove everyone right. And to be honest, I've done nothing wrong since I've been out. I've been overly nice to her. I've actually been nice to her more now than I was when I was married. I go out of my way for her. You know, and there's some, which is weird. She says all these negative things about me, but yet she'll call me like 2 days ago. Come over. You want to have some drinks? Come over. You want to hook up? Like, she'll go out and publicly humiliate me and call me every name in the book. But 3 days ago, she's like, hey, you want to come over and have dinner? You want to come over and have drinks? Don't tell anybody that I'm doing this. So people don't know that. She talks all this shit, but then, you know, she'll be like, come over, come and hang out, come on this. So I don't mean to blow her cover, but, you know, I'm not all that bad. She wouldn't be calling me over. She wouldn't be saying, hey, let's go to the pumpkin patch with Cruz. Let's go to Disney with Cruz. Let's take Cruz together to school. If I was that bad of a human being, do you think she would do all this?
Why do you think that when you say that she doesn't want you to change? Why do you think that?
I don't know. I think she just, I think I hurt her bad. I think I've over the years, I've really worn on her. She really wants to.
Guys, pop off in the comment section, please. Please. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. This is some bullshit. I think this guy is a complete narcissist. I think the guy is aggressive. I think that he is wild. I think he's wild. Beyond. Wild and beyond. That's all. Love you guys. Bye.